You're listening to Sister Stargazers, celestial and terrestrial observations and advice from two real-life sisters.
Welcome, fellow stargazers. Your sisters are in the house. Hi, Jude.
Hey there, Sarah. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you doing?
Good.
We're in episode 96, Sunday, July 9th through Saturday, July 15th. Take it away. Where should we start?
Okay. Well, it's a somewhat busy week. We have Venus and Mars snuggling up, as well as making a conjunction with each other. They're also making a conjunction to Pallas, Athene, which is the asteroid goddess of strategy. She was an expert at chess, also weaving. The kinds of thought that she was good at and that she fosters is the planning of things. So the planning of a battle, for example, the planning of a chess move. You always need to be thinking out ahead. You need to be organized and thinking out ahead. So this is in Leo. Mars and Venus are both conjunct her in Leo. And Venus is getting ready in the next week, which we'll talk about later. She's getting ready to go retrograde. So she's pretty slow and concentrated in Leo.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of demonstrative, affectionate examples or flirtations going on. You know, there just might be more of a feeling of expression around interacting with people, just in general, and maybe a little bit more going out on a limb, even in terms of your own sense of self-expression, because Mars is kind of there in Leo, kind of bolstering, kind of amplifying in a way, but giving you courage to speak up and move forward. And Pallas is there providing support in a way that makes sense, like making a move in a direction because you want to go there and because it has certain advantages. And Leo rules the heart, right? The sun, the heart are part of what Leo is demonstrating, that heartfelt energy. And so with Pallas there's this sense of making decisions or planning with the heart involved.
Nice.
So Venus, Mars, Pallas, there might be opportunities to get together with others, form new friendships based on some kind of mutual project or some kind of shared knowledge where you can get more mileage, or you can go there further, faster with someone because you're sharing information, or you're sharing and it's not so much information, you're sharing a love of what you do.
Yes.
So there's that going on, which is very exciting. The nodes are at 0 degrees Taurus, Scorpio. So we're getting ready to leave that part of the chart behind. All of that business with Scorpio and releasing, and all of the business of Taurus and finding out what the new ideas are that are coming out of the last year and a half, what it is that we value. Those are all going to be part of what we take with us as we move into North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra. So there's this change is about to happen.
And they travel back. The nodes travel backwards.
They retrograde.
Yeah.
They also move forward, but mostly they're traveling clockwise while the planets are traveling counterclockwise.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool.
From our point of view on Earth.
Right.
What we've got as we open up the week, we've got some major personal planets plus a quarter moon. But the personal planets are changing signs and making some cranky aspects. So Mars, our personal drive, is quincunxing Pluto. And that's a quincunx is that, you know, you want to go, but you can't quite go. And you want to get ready to do something, but you can't quite get there. So this is, again, an opportunity to strategize, because Mars quincunx Pluto. Pluto's over in Capricorn. Capricorn likes to make things very effective in a way very similar to Virgo. But Capricorn likes to build. So Mars quincunx Pluto is, you can't quite build it yet. You've got to look at what's underneath, what's going on underneath. It might be a better time to strategize.
Great.
Mercury trine Neptune on the same day. Use your imagination.
Yeah.
use that faculty and really start kind of intuiting and tune into the subtleties, because that'll help you figure out what action you need to take. And that last quarter moon, the Aries moon to the Cancer sun, is also giving us a little bit of a push. You know, where do you want to put your energy? Is it going to give you the return that you need, or give you the right direction that you want to take?
Yeah.
So that kind of sets us up for the week. Mars then changes sign. So it makes this quincunx to Pluto, and then it changes signs. It goes into Virgo.
Okay.
And it answers to Mercury. So it's about pursuing some very practical and methodical avenues of how you want to get to where you want to go.
Nice.
Mercury in Cancer is making an opposition to Pluto. So Pluto again is kind of activated, and Mercury in Cancer is that touchy-feely Mercury.
Yeah.
It's all feelings. But now there's a lot of stuff coming up from underneath. So there might be, feelings of, whoa, where did that come from? Or you just want to be careful with your speech, that you're not saying things in a manner that can be misinterpreted or that can be really pointed, because it can have a lot of intensity without meaning to.
Yep.
The moon in Aries makes a square to Pluto. So this again kind of brings up that last quarter moon that just happened the day before. Again, these truthful feelings. Pluto wants to bring up, the stuff that's under the surface.
Right.
So Mercury opposite Pluto, the moon in Aries square Pluto. So this is again kind of bringing this stuff up. And so the moon is making a square to Mercury. So this is a T-square configuration. Moon square Mercury, moon square Pluto, Mercury opposite Pluto. This is all happening on Monday. So this is, this just being aware, being conscious, mindful of what you say, not being rash in how you say things. But if truthful feelings do come up, take them under consideration. You don't have to respond. That's
nice.
The moon in Aries. You don't have to respond to this. It might be a time to just be very mindful that there are tender feelings involved.
Nice.
Just leave it at that. Mercury enters Leo on Tuesday, the 11th. So this is, again, an opportunity. Leo is just enthusiastic and optimistic. So it's another opportunity to share the love, share what's in your heart. And learning is fun, like you can have fun. It's not all gloom and doom, Yeah. And the moon in Taurus is making a conjunction to Jupiter. So this is another feel-good aspect of enjoyment of the finer things in life, and Jupiter there, kind of magnifying those feelings. So confidence, optimism are favored on the 11th.
Nice.
We have a couple of quiet days. And then on July 14th, Friday, the moon is in Gemini. It answers to Mercury because Mercury is the ruler of Gemini.
Right.
Mercury will be quincunxing Saturn. So the moon in Gemini is going to give us kind of a heightened awareness of communication.
Okay.
Mercury is communication. Mercury's in Cancer. It's making a quincunx to Saturn. So feelings are involved, and patience, and concentration and focus. So before you kind of wig out, make sure that you make adjustments.
Yes.
And kind of focus again, and not in a way that makes you crazy, but just know that it's going to be demanding. Mercury is going to be in a quincunx to Saturn, so this concentration that's needed is going to be a challenge. So there might be a lot of distractions going on. Saturn's trying to hone things together. Mercury is out there with the, chattering and feeling, and the moon is in Gemini, so there's a lot of communication. There's a lot of responses might be necessary. You might be needing to not so much micromanage, but double, triple task, multitask, that kind of thing. That quincunx from Mercury to Saturn might be putting that extra pressure on you.
Right.
just make it, just kind of even yourself out. Make sure you do some breathing. You're noticing your breath. You're mindful. That will really help you through the day. Because as we move on through Friday, the sun will make a sextile to Uranus. So things are happening, and they're happening quickly. And you might be getting insights about certain necessary things that you need to do right away. There might be new habits that you want to implement, or there's a communication that's come in from somebody that you've really got to grab and have lunch with, or somebody's just rolling into town, for a few hours, and you've got to kind of shift some stuff around. So that's a very active day on Friday, the 14th of July. Saturday, the 15th, Venus will make a quincunx to Neptune. So this is, again, the quincunxes are a little bit off. They're not oppositions. They're not trines. Yeah. But Venus quincunx Neptune is asking you to just delay decisions. Yes. And be mindful that you're very impressionable right now. Venus and Neptune usually are friendly with each other. Yeah. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. It takes the inspiration that is developed from Venus's attraction, and it pulls it up into a more spiritualized opportunity to manifest. So it's a little more tenuous, but when they're in a quincunx, there's a sense that you are attracted to something, and that there's like this beauty about it, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Yeah. It's not that you need to figure it out. You might just feel that you have an inspiration, but you can't quite act on it. You can't quite move on it. And it might be really fleeting. It might just, like, oh, that's really cool. And like, oh, on to the next thing. But the really cool thing was something that you maybe has been coming through for a while, or that it might be, like a breadcrumb of something that was back when Venus was making a square to Neptune or an opposition to Neptune. So it might have been like, these might be pieces of where you've been in the past, what has inspired you in the past. And now a quincunx to Neptune is asking you to kind of take that inspiration a little higher. Yeah. So that's the week in a nutshell.
Wow. It's fantastic. There were a couple moments where I wanted to jump in with the card.
I wish you did,
well,
Sarah.
but each time, everything you kept adding was like, yep, this is the card. Yep, this is the card. I used the Divine Feminine Oracle deck by Megan Watterson today. And the card that came out is Kuan Yin. She's the goddess of compassion. The mantra that Megan Watterson uses, I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. And there's something that's kind of synchronous about this card, is that Kuan Yin is associated with the number 33, because that's the number of times she appears in the sacred text, the Lotus Sutra. But this is episode 96, and 9 and 6 is 15, which is 6, and 3 and 3 is 6. And we're looking at the week between July 9 and July 15th. So there seems to be some resonance of like 3, 6, 9 and 6 energy. I don't know numerologically what that means, but I just think that's an interesting bit of synchronicity. Yeah. But the part that really resonates as you were talking is this idea of leading from the heart, making choices from the heart. It says that Kuan Yin is about the deep medicine that comes simply from being willing to bear witness to someone else's pain. To really listen, we have to move from the ego to the soul, so that the story we are listening to doesn't become about us. And it also talks about curiosity when things are presented to us, that allows us to detach from needing to take what we're hearing personally, and that curiosity is a door that leads to compassion. So as you were talking about, Mercury moving into Leo, being cautious with speech, with Mercury opposing Pluto, it just seems that we can use this week to really listen.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Maybe approach situations with a sense of curiosity.
And that would feed into Pallas's mission, I think, in Leo, to not only be demonstrative in an outward way, but also in a very inward way. Yes. And that listening aspect would really come in to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. Should we wrap it up there?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Listeners, please keep sending us your emails, your feedback. You can reach us at connect@sisterstargazers.com.
We love hearing from you.
We do. We really do. We love the emails. We love all the feedback on YouTube. Thank you for those who are liking and subscribing. Please keep doing that. And you can still hear us on WMPG 90.9 FM. Thanks, Jude.
Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Sister Stargazers. Let us know what worked for you this week. Find us on Facebook and post a comment at Sister Stargazers.